So the radical left have completely lost their minds and have absolutely gone full-blown, unhinged, McTriggered. You heard that right. By the amazing viral moment that Trump was able to capture by visiting a McDonald's in Pittsburgh right before his town hall that we covered live yesterday. There are reports all over the internet that this was fake. This was staged. That Donald Trump doesn't really work at McDonald's. What? Yes, Newsweek just posted this saying rumors have been circulating on social media that former President Donald Trump's visit to the popular fast food chain was staged. You don't say. Famous childless cat lady Keith Olbermann's tweeted a reminder that the whole Trump McDonald's thing yesterday was fake, just like him. Store was closed. Customers were Trump cult members. They had scripts. They had rehearsed. There's nothing Trump won't lie about. Keith, I wonder if you have been introduced to phony-in-chief, the cackler, Kamala, who staged, amongst every single other aspect of her entire campaign, a fake visit to the border where the Border Patrol Union themselves went off posting online, post after post, tweet after tweet, denouncing Kamala Harris and saying she's the worst thing that's ever happened to our border, and the numbers and the data completely support this. You sure you're not referring to her? They went on further. There's a whole bunch of stuff online. There's also this stupid influencer right here. Listen to this.
First and foremost, fake, staged. Closed down location that they announced was going to be closed down ahead of time. As New York Magazine put it, so in an effort to highlight his claims that Kamala Harris never worked at McDonald's, Trump pretended to work at a closed McDonald's where he served pretend orders to supporters, pretending to be customers.
You mean to tell me that President Donald Trump doesn't actually work at McDonald's? That they actually closed the store because security had to make sure that everything was on the up and up and the perimeter was secure, given the fact that this guy's had not one, not two, but 3 assassination attempts on him? Oh my God, imagine the conspiracy, the lies, the fraud. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do? You dumb, moronic LADs, you lion-ass Democrats. It is just absolutely preposterous to me to think that a president, a former president, would actually have the proper stipulations and the proper organization when visiting a high-profile individual, when visiting a public place. Morons. Of course it was staged. Of course it was planned. Of course it was premeditated. But you know what wasn't premeditated? You know what wasn't fake? Was President Trump's interaction with real people. Kamala Harris has got billions and billions of dollars to pay for cringy ads, but all the money in the world can't buy this.
I could do this all day. I wouldn't mind this job. I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again. Make it back.
Mr. President, you actually have worked at McDonald's now versus...
Now I have worked at McDonald's. I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala.
Are you going to put this on your resume?
Look at that. Look at that. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Nice to see you.
You made it possible for ordinary people like us to meet you.
You're not ordinary.
Thank you so much for everything you're doing.
I can see.
We pray for you, and you are the type of person we want to be the president.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, I took a bullet. That's right.
Thank you, Mr. President.
When you think about it, I guess that's right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
He's the 45th president of the United States, hopefully the 47th with your help and my help. So to answer your questions, all you Nimrods, you radical left extreme haters. By the way, Keith Olbermann, 65 years old, never been married, no child, no purpose, just filled with bitterness and hate, never once leaves his New York State apartment. He is just literally the epitome of the man in the basement of his mother's apartment. Keyboard warrior, zero relatability to real human beings, is completely out of touch, out of depth, and just spreads visceral hate every single day. The context, the ability for somebody as high profile as Donald Trump, of course they're going to go through great lengths. I want them to go through great lengths to make sure that it's staged, of course. But you know what isn't staged? The real interactions with people, the feeling that exudes from real Americans when they're in the presence of this amazing golden-hearted patriot who could easily be on the beach somewhere, who could easily be relaxing playing golf every day, but he took a bullet for you, he took a bullet for me, and he fights every single day. Do I need to mention all the fake people that Kamala Harris busses in for her rallies? Do I need to mention the fake press conferences and the fake cat ladies for Kamala, Oprah Winfrey town hall, the fake interview that CBS edited, which is akin and congruent to election interference? Never mind The View, every single appearance, the sex podcast, Call Her Daddy, all the questions she got beforehand, never mind the debates, everything about this cackler, the phony in chief, is fake. And we're going to trust your assessment, Keith. We're going to trust your assessment, fake mainstream corporate corrupt media. We're going to trust your perception on what's real and what's not. Get out of here. Even went as far, something that I, might not have done, honestly, but he showed character, he showed class, he showed dignity. He even went as far as wished the cackler in chief a happy birthday, which was on the same day as him working at McDonald's. Listen to this.
It's Kamala's birthday?
She's turning
60 years old?
Do you want to say anything?
Yes, I would say happy birthday, Kamala. She's turning 60.
Did you get her some fries?
I think I'll get her some flowers.
Why not to bake her?
Maybe I'll get her some fries. You're right, that might be. I'll give her some McDonald's. I'll get her a McDonald's hamburger.
Thank you.
No, it is her birthday. That is true, right?
Yes.
Happy birthday, Kamala. Happy birthday.
See, the difference between Trump and Kamala is Kamala will have zero qualms, zero reservations about spreading visceral lies, spewing hate and anger, everything that's the exact antithesis to joy, has nothing to do with joy. Literally go on show after show, rally after rally, just like Obama did, spreading bold-faced lies. You see, what Trump does, Trump actually is a little bit more creative. He does what everyday Americans do. Instead of saying, well, she never worked there, which he does say that sometimes, he actually went there to prove a point, to troll her in classic, artistic, creative fashion. It's akin to the same thing like if, I do this all the time. Here's an analogy, maybe not the best analogy, but I'm going to say it anyway. When I want to make fun of my wife, and make my kids laugh, I'll do impressions of what it's like driving with her when she's like, oh my God, you're braking. Oh my God, pull over. When are you going to go? Things like that. It's satire. It's lampooning. That's exactly what he was doing. He was doing it with class, with grace. And he even wished her a happy birthday. But you're so blinded by hate. You so lack a molecule of creativity in your entire anatomy. You can't tell the difference. And all your sad, pathetic, joyless minions are exactly the same as you. And I'm not proud to say that. It makes me very disappointed. It makes me very upset and really disheartened that propaganda has essentially spawned an entire legion, almost 50% of our beautiful, glorious nation, of people who have a blind, rageful hatred that is probably eating away at them, causing cancer, God forbid, because the corporate, corrupt, fake news media every single day has been pounding it into their brains that this guy's Hitler, Mussolini, threat to democracy, spreading hate, and it's nothing but bold-faced, foul lies. I have a treat for you. Before you go, I want to share a video, really quick clip of Joan Rivers saying this about Donald Trump way before he even thought about being president. The late, great Joan Rivers, God rest her soul. Check out this amazing video.
Wants to know on Twitter, how do you really feel about Donald Trump?
I adore Donald. Do you know, smart.
Yes.
No one gives him credit. I did Celebrity Apprentice, and I thought, Donald. And then you go and you do Celebrity Apprentice, and you realize this is so smart, so professional. I think he's terrific. I think he would have made a great president.
Really?
Because he's a businessman. He would have walked and said, okay, now what do we have to do?
Right.
All right, you do this, we'll do this, let's do it. He's smart.
Hard to argue with that when we had, out of the 12 of the 16 years that the Democrats had control, the 4 years that they didn't, that Trump was in there, I don't know, you tell me. I could afford gas. I could afford my utility bill. I could take my kids on vacation. I felt safe. Interest rates were all-time lows. People could afford homes. People could afford their rent. People could afford their mortgage. I don't know. Call me crazy. We didn't have a war. We actually had a really, really reputable standing in the global geopolitical landscape with Trump in office. Hard to argue with that. Joan Rivers was one smart cookie. Another thing she said was the talentless hack, Ben Stiller. She called him the luckiest guy in show business. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. I really, really look forward to hearing and seeing and reading your comments. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here. If you missed our video yesterday about him being a lot more footage from McDonald's, you got to check that out. Subscribe and follow by tapping my face there if you haven't already. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless America. I'll see you soon.